Hey guys, it's Chelsea. Today is Thursday, June 30th, and with tomorrow being July 1st, I am switching to a new bullet journal. For those of you who caught some of my videos, I think back in January, I have been using bullet journaling as a method of keeping up with my work tasks. I am a very, when I need to remember something, it needs to be written down, and that's the best way for me to remember things. So I've always been a big list maker. For those of you who don't know about bullet journaling, I'll put some references below, but basically it's a note-taking / journaling method that allows you to just jot down quick notes, make to-do lists. It really stuck with me a lot when I heard about it. I made some videos about why I chose bullet journaling, so I won't go into that all here. But I think what's really important to me, because bullet journaling can mean something different to everyone. Some people are very creative and colorful and it's a creative outlet for them. I'm not so much. For me, it's more just a way to keep things organized and to keep all my notes in one place. Before bullet journaling, I was the type of person who always had index cards with me, and I still do. But I would always write notes about something on an index card, and then I would stick it with whatever pertained to that information. And that method made me lose stuff a lot because I always had random index cards or sticky notes stuck here and there. So basically, the bullet journal has turned into just one big collated place for all of my to-do lists, and that's worked really well for me. I just wanted, I'm 6 months into bullet journaling. I have officially finished one notebook. It has 3 pages left at the end of June, which is cutting it pretty close. So obviously with July, I'm moving on to a new notebook. So I just wanted to talk about what it's like now, because I have made some changes, and just sort of some general thoughts about it. So the very first thing I'll show you is my notebooks. So this is my notebook that I've used for the last 6 months, December through June. And you'll notice that I got the same one for the next 6 months. I actually, I was using the bullet journal when I first started for everything, for home, work, planning, a ton of different stuff. In the end now, I'm really just using it for work stuff. The main reason being just because I found I didn't really need as many lists for the other parts of my life. And when I didn't really need them to be with my work stuff. So I'm doing more of the random sticky note index cards method for my personal life. I did buy another notebook trying to do bullet journaling for my personal life, and it just wasn't working as well. So I've been just sticking to it for work, and I've been using it every single day for work. So the whole point of that ramble was why I have 2 that are the same color. I was using up pages really quickly in December and January because I was using it for so much. And because of that, I marked halfway through with pencil and said, you're halfway through the notebook, order a new one so you don't run out of pages. And I hit that halfway point fairly close to when I was actually leaving to go to India for a month in April. And I was really freaked out that I was going to have to be in a brand new bullet journal and I wouldn't have all the notes in this one during my trip to India. So about a month before my trip, I ordered a second notebook that looked exactly the same because I'd only had this one for a month and I was loving the color. It ended up taking me a lot longer to finish the notebook because I kind of changed up my method a little bit. But I still do love the color. There are moments when I was unwrapping it today that I was like, should I order a different one and then go back to this one a month later or something, or in 6 months or whatever. But I am glad that they're the same color. This is kind of a color I'm jonesing on right now, so I like it. So one thing that I noticed when I was just opening up the new bullet journal is if I didn't tell you this one was the one I'd used for the last 6 months, it would be really difficult to tell. I mean, obviously, if you look at the top, you can see washi tape, and it's obvious there. But this journal has really held up. This is the Lidstrom 1917 dotted page. So it's got the dotted pages in it. I am incredibly impressed with it. I am very hard on my notebooks. Now, one caveat is I do work from home, so the notebook doesn't go in my purse to the office every single day or anything like that. But I do leave home a lot for work. and it always goes with me. It also flew 8,000 miles away to India with me and went to and from the office every day for a month then. And I've been on a few other trips as well that it has come with me. And really, there is almost, there is so little wear on this that it's funny. But that is one big thing that I notice, is just the quality of the fact that I use this every single day for 6 months, and you can't even tell that it has any wear on it. So that's pretty awesome. Some things that really have worked for me for bullet journaling, like I said, it's whatever works for you. Some people like to plan ahead, like write out their whole week on Sunday or Saturday or Monday or whatever, and then have all the pages filled out. For me, I like to go a page at a time, a day at a time. Before I leave work, like before I left work just a little bit ago, I wrote out everything I need to do tomorrow. That lets me brain dump at the end of the day to kind of release all those thoughts so that I know they're there for tomorrow and I don't have to think about them anymore tonight. But it also allows me the flexibility. So let's say I'm writing on the left side of the page and I get in a meeting and I need to take notes. I can just take notes and keep going, and then whatever page is next is the page that I use for the next day. And that is maybe the biggest thing for me that's so useful, that I kept looking for in planners. I kept looking for all these agendas and planners and all of that for a place that I could have that flexibility, where Tuesday I write a list of 10 things and 3 pages of notes, and then the next page I can start on Wednesday. And Wednesday I write half a page, and I can go ahead and start on Thursday. Having that flexibility with the bullet journaling is what's so important to me. Some other things that have, so when I first started bullet journaling, I obviously kind of got obsessed on Pinterest and everything with all the people who do so many creative things, and I think that is so totally awesome, but it's just not me. I tried it and it's just not me, and I think that's something that I kind of had to swallow the hard pill and realize that I wasn't enjoying it because that's not my creative outlet. I have other creative outlets that I enjoy. So it became stressful because of that, and I really backed off and stopped worrying about if every single page was pretty and perfect, and stopped decorating as much. And I'm not saying there's a single thing wrong with any of that, because there is not. It is just not my creative outlet, and it wasn't something that was fun for me. It was something that caused it to be stressful. So my first couple months I did do a lot of coloring and decorating and all that, and then I really stopped. I think by about February I was done. So I also, when I did that, I also stripped down what I would write out each month. So in the beginning, I was doing like a monthly look ahead planner. So I'll show you an example of one of those. So here's June. So you have the days on the side, then the information, and then you can put some June goals. I apparently had no goals for June because I had nothing in there. But you can put that on the opposite page. That's kind of the most basic layout. I started that from the beginning, but then I put a lot of other things. I put a list of monthly grocery store lists, and a monthly review of what worked and what didn't, and bill reminders, and all these other charts, and habit trackers, the good things that I did. And then one month I did do a habit tracker where the topic was, because I love me, these are the things I did for me today. And that was really helpful, because with everything that's happened in our lives in the past 2 years, I'm not always the best at taking care of me. I am really good at taking care of everyone else, but I'm not always the best at taking care of me. So that was a very helpful exercise. I think it was January that I did that. Let's see, I've got it right here. Yeah. So I did, because I love me, today I will. And I filled in the boxes, and that was a really fun exercise. But in February, I just decided to take it back to the basics and only do the monthly calendar at the beginning, and then just do my dailies. And that was a lot less stressful for me. I would always get stressed out about remembering to color in the boxes of my habit tracker, or remembering to use the list if I wasn't near my notebook. And that was kind of the transformation when my notebook became just for work. And I'm really okay with that. I'm happy with where it's become. This is a huge journal, a resource of the last 6 months of work. And I work for a startup, so things change literally every day. And to have this resource is really amazing. And I love being able to go back through it and flip through, remembering when things happen, checking on notes of things that I've done before. It's really helpful. Some things that I have continued to do, one of them is, you see this washi tape here? That is like just a sparkly washi tape. I think it's a silvery color. That is the monthly page for each of my months. So that's really helpful. Like when I was just like, I think that was in January and I wanted to pull to January. Having those to mark the months has been really helpful for me as a visual to get back to a month quickly. In the beginning, I was creating some other lists in the notebook, and I did put washi tape to mark them at the top as well, with the blue tape and then a gold tape. But when I slowed down doing that, it wasn't as important to mark them, because normally I was just like, I remember we did that in April, and I would kind of flip through April's dailies to see what it looked like. So like I said, in the beginning, my notebook, let me find a good beginning page. Yeah. So in the beginning, my notebook was like super colorful, and I was really writing everything out. Here towards the end, a good day for you. It's not really all that neat and tidy. For example, here's 2 days. This is Monday and Tuesday on the other side. So I usually start up at the top with my scheduled events and then any planned events or planned tasks that I know I need to get done. And then that list just grows and grows throughout the day. But this is pretty much what it ends up looking like. I write the date at the top, my scheduled events, the tasks I already know I need to get done before I leave work the night before, and then as I go throughout my day, I fill in more things that I need to do, take notes, scratch on the next page if I need to, and that's really what's worked for me. Again, bullet journaling needs to be whatever works for you, and that's what worked for me. So, with that said, I am ready to start my new notebook. I am a lot sadder than I thought I should be about finishing that notebook. I know that this notebook's going to be just as awesome, but reading back through that and like knowing when I went somewhere that I had all of those notes with me was so important. And I know this one will quickly have notes in it too, and this is going to be sitting on my desk, inches away from me most of the time. But I think also it just reminded me of everything that I've done in the last 6 months. I mean, this notebook went 8,000 miles from home when I traveled to India by myself. And it got me through a rough ski season. Been on so many adventures in our life, and our life has changed so much in the last 6 months. And my company has changed so much in the last 6 months. And it's just crazy I think it's just nostalgic to think back on those last 6 months and everything that notebook holds. So with my new notebook, I just started my contents here. So indexing is really important when you bullet journal. Again, this is not like a how-to bullet journal video, so if that's what you're looking for, this is not the right video. But basically the index lets you find where things are, which is helpful. So I just, started out. The very first thing that I did put in it was future planning, and this is a fun thing you can do in your bullet journal. My old bullet journal, I actually drew out the calendar grids of each month, and that was fun, but it wasn't really necessary, so I did not add that here. And in my first bullet journal, I did all of 2016 because I was starting it in December. This one I just did July through December because my last one lasted 6 months, and I figured this one might last about 6 months, and if it doesn't, I can put another future planner halfway through it if I need to. So I have my future planner there, and then I just went right into July. Again, I'm going to still use that silver washi tape on the top for the month, and I went right into my July planner just as I've been doing. And then, like I said, I've not been putting anything else after that on the months. So here's tomorrow. It's a fairly light day because it's a Friday, but I just have one scheduled event and then a bunch of tasks I need to get done. So there it is, and that's all that's in here. I didn't transfer over anything from my old notebook. There's a lot of notes in there that I could have transferred forward, and I might, if I find myself referencing certain pages enough, I might go in and transfer them. but I kind of just wanted to continue to be simple and neat. So that's a kind of rambly talk about my thoughts on bullet journaling. Like I said, it's your own, and I think that's what I love about it so much. So if making it perfect and pretty is your thing, that is awesome. If making it incredibly messy is your thing, that's awesome too. I think I kind of fall somewhere in the middle, but as the day goes on, it usually ends up kind of just being a chaotic place for notes, which is what my brain needs. So yeah, those are my thoughts. If you are a bullet journaler, I'd love to hear your thoughts about your style of bullet journaling, because I love that everyone is different. I'd also like to know, what notebook you use, what you found that works well. I do have a favorite pen that I use. It's upstairs and I didn't bring it down, but I usually use the Papermate, the kind of like thin markery ones for the monthlies, and then for my dailies I have a pen that I really like, and I can't remember exactly what it is right now, but I'll put a link to it in the description. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope that you're headed towards a wonderful July. I can't believe that it is already here. And I hope that you've had a great week. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.